Are you a life insurance or Medicare insurance agent and you think that maybe you may have just locked lips with an MLM? Okay, maybe you got scammed. Well, let me share with you some tips so that you can kind of decipher and decide if you're in an MLM or not. Okay, so that's what this video is going to be about, kind of explaining how you can sniff out the MLMs so that you don't get shined on and go down the wrong road and get hurt out of this industry. And first off, MLMs, they're not a scam, but we're going to dive into maybe why they're not the best fit for you. So they're good, reputable companies, all right? MLMs are, but how they operate is not really palatable for the producers, but it's very profitable for the managers, the people up the food chain, okay? So when the agency, tip number one, is absolutely leaning in and focused on recruit, you got to step back and go, what in the world, okay? Why aren't they focusing on helping you become a top producer? So when the mainline focus is recruit, you've got to go, whoa, why? Okay, I'm brand new here. Why aren't you focused on making me a top producer and making me successful in this space? So if you're in a place where you're like, whoa, the tune just changed on the radio here. What just took place? MLMs are notorious, okay, for focusing on recruitment, especially when you're new. And the reason that they're focused so intensely on recruiting, okay, is because they need cannon fodder. Yes, I said it. They need cannon fodder, okay? Recruit. We have to keep the table full because everybody's leaving so quickly. We got to keep the table full because of point number two that I'm going to share with you, and they have no good leads. That's the only reason that they have to recruit so heavily. It's because they don't have good leads for you, the agents, to lean on. So any agency that's MLM focused, all right, they don't have good leads, which is why they're so focused on the cannibalistic model, where it's like wet noodle against a wall. They eat what they kill. You look around the table and go, wow, this table's full, but it's always full of new people, like every week, every month, like the people are vanishing. What's happening? Well, point number two, they don't have good leads, so they're cannibalizing the agent force. That's why they need so many new bodies in seats. They want to have your network. They need your network because every agent, when they don't have good leads, when they're focused on the cannibalistic approach of recruit, they need your book. They need your Rolodex. They need your contacts in your phone. Who can they talk to? Let me tell you, every agent is worth about 4 meals to an organizational model like this. So every agent is like 4 meals. Think about it like a cannibalistic approach. They don't have good leads. You're a meal ticket, okay? They're going to hire you, shine you on, and now I need to know everybody you know. Come on, rah, get me your contacts. And that's why they call this, okay, a Project 100, Project 50, Project 200, 125, Project 25. I need 25 of your friends and family, everybody you know. Who can we talk to? And they want that list up front because that list to them is worth about 4 meals, okay? 4 sales. That's what they're doing. It's because they don't have good leads. If they had good leads, they wouldn't have to lean on a cannibalistic method of recruit. If they had real training, real producers, the focus would be different. So when you find yourself in a place where you're going, am I in an MLM structure? First tip is, are they recruitment modeled? Is that what they're focusing on? Are they trying to keep the table full because everybody keeps leaving the table? Point number two, do they not have really good leads, which is why they're so cannibalistic in their approach? And I know it's a horrible word, but it's the truth, okay? You know what I'm talking about if you're in one. You're in a place where they're constantly bringing in new blood to the body, new people all the time, and nobody's sticking, nobody's staying, nobody's producing. That's a problem. That's a warning sign that you may be in an MLM when they're like, hey, there's no good leads at all, but just, recruit your way out of it. Just get your buddies to come, get their top 25 people they know, their 50 people that they know, top 100 people that they know. And let me tell you, there's organizations that will grab your friends and family, take that list. You're not even licensed yet, and they're busy getting 4 sales off your block, and you don't even get paid. It's a sham, okay? And it is a shame when this takes place. I was just talking to an agent this last week that works for an MLM type organization, okay? And let me tell you, nobody's helping people by doing this, okay? And when you're dealing with this, where it's just like no good leads, all they want is your Rolodex. These agents, for example, weren't even licensed, weren't even able to have splits yet, but yet they wanted the Rolodex, and they were like, I'm going to go talk to him this week. I'm going to go talk to him about annuities. I'm going to go talk to him about life insurance. I'm going to go help your families. They're helping themselves, okay, cannibalizing your list of people. So make sure you're not getting shined on. If you're in a position where the agency has no good leads, they're going to be heavily focused on the cannibalistic approach of give me your 25 friends and families, 50 friends and families. That's their focus, okay? Point number 3 that you can always spot in MLM is if it's all about the fluff and stuff, okay? If it's all about, okay, building a team, being on the management team. If the focus is on building a team and you're brand new, this is a wrong approach. That's a shining, okay, star saying, woo, hello, MLM. That's what's taking place. If you're brand new, how can you teach and train others when you're not a top producer yourself? You need to be the tip of the spear. And it's a warning sign when you get shined on with an MLM type structure of an insurance agency, whether it's final expense or in the Medicare space, doesn't matter. It's all the same. The same little static that you're hearing, okay, the ringing in your ears right now is like, you know, this isn't real, okay? This ain't the real deal. If I'm being shined on and told to go build a team, if the focus is recruit, 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 and you'll make the wealth, instead of let's train you, let's skill you, let's build you up and help you become a top producer, that's what it's really about in the insurance industry. You can't teach and train and mentor from a place that you've never been. It's just not an efficient model to follow. If you're listening to all the rah-rah in the room, if it's always like a steroid pumping, yeah, okay, if it's more rah-rah than real skilling up, building up, training, and techniques, you're in an environment that very well could be MLM based. It's all about the rah-rah. It's all about recruit, recruit, recruit. It's not about real training, really helping you become a top producer because they know your shelf life is not long. They're, in essence, cannibalizing, knowing that you're not going to make it in the industry. Let's recruit whoever you have as quickly as possible so that they can get what they want out of you, okay? You're not going to live long. They're going to take everything they can from you, and then you're going to find yourself out of the industry. They've got your friends and family. They got their little comp from what they needed, and then you're down the river. See you later. So point number 3, if you're taking notes, if they're focusing on the rah-rah and not focused on real training, real skilling up for you, the agent, well, here's your sign. It very well could be an MLM structure. It's very common, okay? If they're all about my one singular company is the best place, okay? If you're in that place, point number 4, where they only talk about their company and everybody else is dog poop, their one insurance company is the best and the rest are just, you know, trash, okay? You got to go, okay? Insurance is pretty amazing. There's lots of flavors, lots of different companies. I'm a broker. My goodness, I run a national insurance agency. I recruit agents across the nation, and more importantly, I partner together with agents selling Medicare and life insurance. We work together like a team, and we have lots of fun, but let me tell you, we're focused on helping our consumers and becoming, okay, better producers, every agent that partners, and becoming top producers through high-end technique, not about this mind-numbing, rah-rah, go recruit, okay? So if you're drinking the Kool-Aid of all these other companies are garbage, okay, but your one insurance company is the greatest, let me tell you, we're brokers. We've got lots of flavors. It's all ice cream. We've got tons of amazing companies because one company does not fit all clients. It's like a size 5 shoe. It doesn't fit everybody's foot. And in the insurance industry, we have lots of great companies, a ton of them, okay? In my insurance agency at jasonfinalexpense.com, I'm like that guy in New York with a trench coat. Want to watch? We got lots of companies so that we can put the right shoe on the right foot, where if you work for a company that you're in a place where they're like, oh, everybody's garbage except for our one insurance company. It's a sign, everyone. It's not the truth. It's a sign that you're being shined on. You're starting to get sucked in to the MLM Kool-Aid drinking rah-rah of the industry, and that's not a way to become a real high producer, but it is a way for you to recruit, and fail out, okay? Remember point number 2, where you're good for about 4 good meals, 4 good sales before you're gone? Remember that, okay? When they're focused on the recruiting model, it's a sign for you to be very, very cautious, because guess what? They don't have good leads. It's not a sustainable play to be an insurance salesperson serving other good people, okay? The next tip I want to share with you here is if you will only advance, okay, if you drink their Kool-Aid. You will only advance if you play politics and are normally pushed into the inner circle. The inner circle is where it's at. Ooh, if you're not on the management team, you're a nobody, okay? You just sit out there in the cubicles like squalor, okay? And when you become, okay, one of us, and you become a recruiter, and you get a big team, then you matter, No, you're not in a place that is structured to help you become a top producing sales agent. You're in a place that is MLM. The more you, okay, recruit, then the more you'll make. But until you recruit a bunch of people, you're a nobody, okay? Be prepared if you're an MLM in that structure. If you're not in that inner circle, you're a nobody. You're a peon. In some ways, you're getting played, okay? You have to move higher up the food chain, not by becoming a top producer or a better agent. You only move up the food chain, everyone, if you play politics, okay? Make your manager feel all happy, okay? Show up to all their meetings on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and how are you, okay? If that's the case, you're in an MLM drinking session. Be careful, okay? It's not about playing politics. It's about putting you into a place where you can help your clients be in a better position, and then you will be in a better position. And if they're skilling you up, building you up, giving you real training, real technique, real mentoring, my goodness, you will move, okay, to the next level by being a better producer, not by being played into a position where you have to drink the Kool-Aid, the rah-rah, yes, team XYZ, okay, with this one company, or maybe it's an MLM structure where it's rah-rah-rah. Well, let me tell you, that's not a way to become a real top producer, especially when you're not in a place of proficiency yet yourself. And this is always a telltale sign when you're brand new. If all you're hearing is recruit, you're not getting real substantive, okay, training, you're not getting good skill building, you're like, wow, what's happening here, okay? You got to be careful of the Ferraris, all the little fancy watches and little bling bling and the money falling from the ceiling. Be careful, okay? If you're in a place where you only advance if you drink their Kool-Aid, okay, and the moment you ask questions, now you're put in the corner like a child, it's a sign of an MLM structure, okay? There's nothing that you can't bring up, okay, if you're in a good place. You should be able to talk about anything you want to if you're in a good place. But if you're in a Kool-Aid drinking rah-rah session in MLM, you will get kicked out of that inner circle so quick if you work for a one-trick pony and you're like, hey, this company over here, there's lots of different ones that are way better prices and a better value for my consumer, and it's easy for telesales or easy for face-to-face. Why wouldn't I consider that? Oh, don't you dare. Ours is the only game in town. Really? No, not really. There's space in this industry for everybody, okay? So understand, you need to be valued as a top producer, not a top recruiter. But the MLM structure, be weary, okay, of this, because sometimes you're cannon fodder. You're wet noodle against a wall. They know you won't stick. They know you won't stay in the industry, so they need to recruit you as much as they can to get the table full, because everybody's leaving because they know there's no good leads. It's not sustainable. They don't have a proven business model, and you're looking around the table and nobody's really doing much. Well, that's also a sign. Doesn't matter where you hang your hat. If your agency operates with these things that I've shared with you, guess what? It's an MLM. You may have gotten really shined on. And when they're focused on build your team, instead of train you up, build you up, skill you up, help you get to the next level, help you as an insurance agent build up. It's an amazing industry. You can make crazy good wealth if you work hard. But if they're saying, hey, don't worry, you don't have to sell a lot, just go recruit tons of people and you can just sit back in the chair and make piles of money. be careful, everybody. It's most likely an MLM. If it's all about the rah-rah, all about the fluff and stuff, not about real value, okay, real skill set transfer, they're not really showing you how to become a top producer, be careful. There's lots of folks that are great agents that get hurt in this industry because they joined an organization, just because they've got a brick and mortar, just because they've got the office, and the Ferraris in the parking lot, doesn't mean it's a real opportunity. They call them sometimes opportunity meetings. Let me tell you, it's a great opportunity for them to have another Ferrari, but maybe not for you if they're focused on the recruitment model, if they're focused on the rah-rah, if they're focused on the Project 100. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having your own list of friends and family. We call this the soft market. If you don't have a lot of money for leads, fantastic. You can use, your own inner circle, for your own benefit, okay? That's not a bad thing for you, but don't give this list to your stinking managers. It's none of their business. Do not give this list to your agency that you work with. This is your friends and family. Do you want to be invited for Thanksgiving, for goodness sakes? Don't give this list of your inner circle to anybody else, because you're going to get kicked out. You're going to have everybody that does not like you. It's a great way to get off the Christmas card list if you hand this list to your manager. So it's good for you as an agent to reach out and love on your family and your friends and serve them with insurance. Fantastic for you as an agent, but make sure that the agency that you partner with does not have a 2-year non-solicitation clause in your agency agreement. I partner with agents across the nation at jasonfinalexpense.com. I recruit and coach agents, but let me tell you, every agent owns their own block of business, not me, okay? So they own everything. There's agencies out there, believe it or not, that have what's called a LOA, where the agency owns all the commissions. That's dirty. Or you're in a place where you're maybe with one carrier and they have something called a non-solicitation agreement, meaning you give them your friends and family list. The insurance agency, when you fail out, and I mean when you fail out because they don't have good leads to sustain you, they get their 4 sales off you like a cannibal and say, okay, sorry you died, have a good one, okay? When that takes place, the agency controls your family and your friend list that you gave them, and they can call them all the time, typically for a period of 2 years, and you can't go replace the business with maybe that overpriced company that you found out too little too late. So make sure if you're given a list, don't give it first off. But if that's the case, that they are asking you to do this, please read your contracts, read what you signed when you joined the agency, because they probably aren't like me where you own and control your block of business always. You're probably in an environment where they own your friends and family that they sold, even if you didn't get commission on it, for a period of potentially 2 years, and that's painful. So be careful out there. There's a lot of great opportunities. There's definitely some shams, but MLMs, they're not necessarily a scam. They're an honest company, but it's not a great place for you to become a top producer. It's definitely good for the management team. That's why they're doing what they're doing so heavy. So listen through, the noise, hear the right music. I hope this helps you. I hope it protects you from some of the pitfalls that can happen as an MLM, sucked in agent, because trust me, they'll hire anybody with a pulse. If you've got a pulse, they've got a place. And in my agency, my goodness, I will partner on average with about 1 out of 30 agents. Okay, we are a great work family. We love what we do. I'm so proud of them. We partner together and work together. Okay, it's fun, but it's not a position. That it's a short-term play. When you work, it's a long play. Look at it through the lenses of, hey, I'm going to be here a long time. Do I really want to have to recruit and drink rah-rah Kool-Aid all day long, or do I want to get real results? Be a real producer. If they're hiring everybody that walks in the door, and everybody's leaving as fast as they're coming in, there's your sign. Be careful, okay? You want to have producers that have been there a little while. See true production. It's important. It'll be powerful, and I hope this keeps you off the rails, keeps you safe. And if you need any help at all, reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. I'll serve you in any way I can. Thanks for watching, and have an amazing day tomorrow. Don't fall victim to some of these things here. We'll talk at you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks.